a flat tire, or make your socks go missing in the dryer. Yo, I make mischief anywhere, and you may not even believe they're there. But let me introduce you to my friend. He's found a way to connect with them. He's got a yokai. He's gonna build a supernatural entourage. He can talk to the spirits, he doesn't have to fear it, and they're always gonna hear it, cause you know he's got a yokai watch. He can talk to the spirits, he doesn't have to fear it, and they're always gonna hear it, cause you know he's got a yokai watch.
This episode, we're going to show you all the gateway exclusive yokai needed to unlock the legendary Komashura, one of the strongest special attackers in the entire game. So, if you guys are excited for it, definitely smash that like button and share the video with a friend, because I am pumped. Komashura is awesome, and I wish I had him in Wibble Wobble. Oh. Anyway, so going through, taking a look at it, these are the yokai that you're going to need. Firewig, Blazion, Swell Terrier, Tublappa, Lavalord, Tunatic, Zerberker, and of course Frazzle. You'll notice that there are some really rare yokai in this bunch, and at the same time there are some version exclusives that you are going to need to trade. So if you are just using one version, I'm sorry, but you can't get him unless you trade. So anyway, here we go, Tublappa. There's nothing he won't lick. The ickier, the better. Don't get inspirited by Tublappa if you value a clean tongue. Yuck. So if he inspirits you, you just start licking stuff? Weird. I don't think I've ever seen that. Anyway, so go through to the Springdale in the past, head on over to the Flower Road equivalent, and you can go over here to this Fox Shrine Road, and you'll be able to find Tublappa just hanging out over here. Now, of course, if you don't find him hanging out over here, just simply exit the Fox Shrine Road, go back to Galleria Boulevard, and then just walk right back in, and that should reset his spawn. So you can easily go through and find him and his two bodyguards, Pitapats, and they'll be good to go. So his favorite food is Odin. Odin is an item that is kind of rare to find as far as food goes. Beef skewers is probably one of the better ones that you can get, but of course, unless you've gone through with Master Odin's quest, which I still haven't done, and I'm over like 100 hours into the game, top class Odin is the best thing for you. So anyway, here we go. Blazion is coming on board. The King of Beasts with the Mane of Fire. This hot-blooded yokai fills folks with fiery enthusiasm. Now that is great because he's got a good skill called Blazing Spirit. Whenever one of his yokai falls in battle, he gets a stat boost. So here we go. You're looking for a C rank near the boxes. That's kind of where I found him. You can find him in other spots, but definitely take a look over here. And before you go through and try to battle him, make sure that you save, because his favorite food is meat. Now, as we know, marbled beef costs a lot of money in the shops. So don't throw the meat at him and then allow him to run away without befriending you, like it's happened to me so many times. Make sure that you guys save and then go from there. And of course, it wouldn't hurt to go through and throw a marbled beef at the middle one, maybe throw some beef tongues at the other ones, and try to befriend all three of them so that when the battle ends, you can essentially get at least one of them. Here we go. Lavalord is on board, and in red, we have the only wrestler to rival Mad Mountain. It's the violent volcano himself, Lavalord! Woo! Cheering. The crowd goes wild. So here we go. His skill is pretty interesting, the stand. It's kind of annoying to fight in battle because you think you beat him, and he's not dead yet. So anyway, you're looking for B ranks underneath cars in the Excellent Tower area. So once you're going over there finding Blazion, you can easily just go over to the cars nearby and get yourself a Lavalord. He's pretty simple to find, B rank underneath cars, and he will just show up like that. Now, of course, you can go through and get the best sushi available, because that is his favorite food. So get the fatty tuna sushi, and you'll be able to befriend him in no time. If you're lucky, you can get 3 of them on screen, and just throw fatty tuna sushis at every single one of those, so that you can triple your odds of befriending. And of course, if you have a yokai that can inspirit enemy yokai, like Darknyan, just go through and continue to do that and poke for hearts. Here we go, a rare yokai. Tunatic will go on a rampage if he's criticized at all. He makes kids angry when they get guidance from adults. And yes, a lot of people do that. It's like, trust me, it's advice for you. Don't flip out about it. Take constructive criticism, right? Anyway, so you can find him in the Seaside Cave. It took me about 5 minutes to go through and soft reset the area. But yeah, you can see him right over here. And he is pretty scary, considering the fact that all the other yokai are like Wiglins and everything like that. So go through. This fish who's wielding a knife is a scary looking yokai. His favorite food is meat, ironically enough. So a fish that eats meat, that's another reason to be afraid from it. Anyway, save before you toss your marbled beef, and then go from there. So our next yokai is going to be a Fleshy Souls exclusive named Zappery. His mother made him a nice knapsack in which he stores the mighty powers of thunder and lightning. You see his knapsack over here. It's like kind of spiky. It's interesting. I had to like turn him around to notice that. Anyway, he evolves into Frazzle. He's like a lightning rod for danger and attracts trouble wherever he goes. Not the most relaxing way to live. So Superconductor blocks all damage from all lightning skill attacks. Pretty situational. Probably not the best skill, but that's alright. If you're playing Fleshy Souls, head on over to the Abandoned Tunnel West, which is accessible very early on in the game. And you should be able to go through and fight a Frazzle. Fight a Zappery. And then once you have your Zappery and you've gone through and fought them all, you're going to have to evolve him. So, yes, spend all your X-Borbs or use him in battle. However you get him to level 29 is up to you. So go through and do that. I use some of the X-Borbs that I had laying around because you can easily buy X-Borbs in this game. So go through, get him to level 29. He'll evolve into Frazzle and thus will unlock the seal inside the medallion for you. So his counterpart in Bony Spirits is going to be Irewig and Firewig. This bug makes people get grumpy, and asking them what's wrong will only make things worse. Okay, so now Revenge is a pretty decent skill. Here's Firewig, his evolution. He has such a terrible temper, he's even known to make people smash every plate that they own. So inspirited by a Firewig, you get pretty upset and have a temper tantrum. So you're going to go through over to Full Face Rock in the Bony Spirits version. You can find him just hanging out over here. So go through and battle him as best as you can. Now, of course, if you don't see him on the rocks, just walk out of the area and soft reset his spawn point, like every single yokai that we've talked about over here. I've gotten pretty lucky with these triple yokai rolls, especially with all of these guys. So taking a look at him, he's pretty easy to beat. His favorite food is hamburgers, so stock up on nom burgers, of course. They're pretty cheap to get, and just launch one at him in conjunction with popularity yokai and poking for hearts. He's going to be really good. So once you've caught your Irewig, get him to level 26, be it battling, X-Borbs, you name it, whatever it is, get him over there, and he'll be able to evolve into the form that you need in order to help unlock Komashura. So taking a look at it, here he is going on board and evolving into Firewig.
Firework!
Cool. He's pretty interesting looking. Alright, so the next yokai is Hisfit. Most likely some of you guys will have him from very early in the game. This foul-tempered fellow stamps his feet constantly, making it hard to take him seriously. Annoyance is a terrible ability, but of course you're going to need to evolve into Zerberker. Legend has it that this yokai leveled an entire village with one tantrum. You'll explode with rage if he's around. And he's like an inferior Snartle. I don't know why anyone would have Zerberker on your team with the skill Annoyance. May attack an ally? Are you kidding me? That's such a liability. Anyway, go over to Uptown Triangle Way, right next to the Every Mart over here, and the Catwalk, again, very early on in the game when you were chasing after the cat that stole Eddie's, like, gadget or whatever. Yeah, you'll go through and you'll find Hisfit over here. Hisfit likes meat, so make sure that you guys go through and save before you toss your marbled beef, because this little guy, he is like eaten and run with my marbled beef while I was recording this, and I got really upset. Anyway, once you get a Hisfit, go over to What a Find, which is over by Flower Road, but you have to go at nighttime. And once you go at nighttime, you'll see a guy over here that sells some pretty cool items. Talk to the shopkeeping all the way at the very bottom. This is where you buy large X-Borbs, by the way. All you guys seem to be asking about, whoa, where do you get so many X-Borbs? You buy them from this dude. Spend all your good money. So anyway, buy the Raging Blade. It costs 300 bucks. So if you've got that kind of money laying around, you're going to need it. So head on over there. I already bought one of them. I don't need a second one. Absolutely, I don't need 2 Zerberkers. So once you're done with that, you have the Hisfit, you have the Raging Blade. So now you're going to need to go over to Shoten Temple, talk to Mr. Fuse It over here, and you can go through and fuse those two, that yokai and that item. So choose Hisfit, and then head on over to items, choose the Raging Blade, This will turn anyone into a rambunctious, crazy yokai that's going to attack your allies. Not even worth it. Not even worth it. So here we go. You have officially fused for a Zerberker. Alright, so now one of the hardest yokai to get in the game. Swell Terrier. His fiery heart and body make him feel too hot. Being near him is like being around a space heater. Fire Watch Out takes less damage from fire attacks. That's kind of a lame skill, to be honest. And he's an S rank, so I'm very disappointed in that. Anyway, you're going to need to spend a lot of time in the Infinite Tunnel in order to get this guy. Infinite Tunnel is located in Harrisville near Grandma's house. And how it works is that you go through in this tunnel and you run for days on end. Each day, like 24-hour cycle, you'll go through and you'll get a little bit further. You need to talk to the guy with the pug or talk to other different characters in the tunnel and answer questions in a correct way in order to extend the length of the tunnel. So once you do that and you get really far, you'll be able to find Swell Terrier very, very deep into there. Alright, so anyway, we're here. This is it. We've got all of them. The emblem is shining. Let's take a look. I'm Komashura. We're friends now.
Komashura.
Okay, well, there he is. Let's go take a look at his default nicknames, shall we? So we're taking a look at it. Bub, that's alright. Burton, Sure Shot, that's cool. I like that name. And Fireball. Yeah, Sure Shot, I think that's cool because it's like Shura, Komashura, Sure Shot. That's very genius. I'll give the localizers that. So anyway, yeah, we're going to take a look at his medallion entry, of course. And he is right over here. Once we get over to Komashura. Dun, dun, dun. Alright, so a legendary Komasan with the heart of a greater demon. He scorches his foes with Inferno Flame. That's cool. So Blazing Spirit, kind of like Blazion. So if he has a teammate that does get KO'd, that's pretty cool. So, wow, if you pair him up with a wall and the wall gets KO'd, he's automatically going to power up. Burly Power fills an ally with legendary burliness that raises its spirit attack. And of course, Shura Shower broils all of his foes with fearsome flames. That's awesome. So pair him up with a wall, with a Stinging Soul. Once the wall goes down, he automatically gets a stat boost, and then he's just going to rain terror on everyone. That's cool. Wow, I would totally do that. If you think about it, yeah. So once his... Wow, and then have two walls, right? So have a wall in the back row, go through, and then once his KOs, then switch over so the wall's in the same row as him. Dude. Alright, here we go. Very cool Komashura medal. I love that medal personally. It is very cool looking. And of course, it's legendary, right?